fire featuring two classic rifles that were used by more countries than some of you can probably count. First up, our buddy Gary Archer breaks out one of the best battle rifles ever built, the FN-FAL. Then, Carl Erickson takes us to school on the AK-74 assault rifle. Here we have one of the greatest battle rifles in history, the FN-FAL, the FAL. Gary, come on in here and tell us about this. Gary Archer.
Hello, buddy.
How are you? Good to see you. You too.
Absolutely.
This one's a beauty.
This is a piece of history. This is a rifle that has spanned 60 years. Let's go back to the beginning. 1957. After the experiences in World War II, NATO basically said, we don't ever want to be outgunned again. FN, Herstal, Belgium. They've come up with this little beauty. It's capable of select fire, and when I say select fire, I mean fully automatic, single shots. Fully automatic, it's going to be a little bit of a handful, because this fires 308, 7.62 by 51 NATO round. Going back to the development, originally when it was designed, it was supposed to be firing a .280 cartridge, which was a lot smaller. During the development, the Americans had come up with the 7.62 by 51 NATO round, and they said, oh, no, we can't have this firing .280, we've got to have standardized ammunition. So back to the drawing board they went. There's the result. Came out, battle rifle, 308, full caliber cartridge. And the Americans turned around and said, oh, well, we're not buying it now. So everyone just sort of stood there with their mouths open and said, well, you made us change it, but now you don't want it. And they went off and did the M14. It's a huge discussion. It's actually outside the scope of this, but
Maybe some ego battles there at the upper echelons?
Exactly. But anyway, getting back to this fella, there's several different variants of this. This is actually set up as a sniper's variant with an optical scope on it. There is a light support version, which this front handguard comes down and it flips open, it becomes a bipod, and that takes the 30-round magazines. It's also got a heavier barrel.
That's what I was going to say. This seems like a pretty lightweight barrel and a little more kick.
A lot more kick. Firing this on fully automatic, you'll get maybe your first couple of rounds on target and everything else. If you're just mag dumping, it's going to go all over the place. If you really want to hit targets, you've got to have good trigger discipline, one round at a time, aim shots, and you're going to hit what you're aiming at. Other interesting features. This little guy right here. Do you know what that's for?
Something to do with the gas port?
Very, very close. This is actually for rifle grenades. Again, a holdover from World War II. Now, the Belgians used two types of rifle grenade. Now, this is gonna be an interesting story for the boys and girls. They actually had one which used a live round in the back of a rifle grenade. Believe it or not, you're actually launching something with a live round. The grenade would trap the live round and send it down range, which, if you ask me, sounds bloody dangerous. You want to fire it? You be my guest, because I want to be a long, long way away.
Okay.
So the other one that they did, which used a blank cartridge, and they would turn this piece 180 degrees, which cuts the gas off from going back in the piston. So, as you can imagine, you've got all the force down the barrel and firing the grenade off, which I think is a much safer system.
Primarily, what weapon was this up against?
Well, these were actually up against themselves in a lot of the African bush wars. One of the conflicts where these went up against each other, the Falkland Islands, the Brits with their L1A1s and the Argentinians with their FN-FALs. The FN-FAL, obviously, like I said, has the automatic fire selector. The L1A1s, the C1A1s don't have it. They actually use a light support version, which is the L2A1, and we've got one of those that we'll be shooting a little later today, and I know that brings a big smile to your face because I know how much you like shooting these things. But at any rate, it's a fairly complicated gun to manufacture. It's fairly complicated as compared to things like the AK, but it's quality, it's craftsmanship, it's workmanship, and you know what? These guns will be going for at least another 50 years, easily.
Wow. What do you say we go shoot it?
Come on, let's go break things.
Came on down to the range, see what these battle rifles can do. What kind of plates they got set up for us now?
I think these were left over from when they were doing the bathroom tiling. Right, now you'll notice you've got a little present in those magazines. See those blue tips?
Yeah?
You're gonna love this. I told you you'd like it.
How about you give it a shot?
Okay.
Safe is on.
All right, safe is on. You hang on to that. See if I can remember how to do this bugger.
Oh, that's too bad. Oh, you just can't seem to hit one, can you?
I'll tell you what, mate. Go and bloody look at those tiles. They've got more holes than a bloody tea bag. Yeah, there's your 2 holes right there. Bloody hell.
Nice grouping.
All right, yeah. It's not my fault that you gave me soft tiles. Oh, rubbish.
Little movie magic. We got some new targets in there for you. It should give you a little
Well,
bump.
let's hope these ones go bang then, shan't we?
That's a pretty good shooting.
I even broke the half-broken one.
That was fun.
I thoroughly enjoyed actually things that exploded this time.
Yeah. What are we going to do next?
If I'm not very much mistaken, that looks like a bit of the old Berlin Wall.
Mr. Gary, let's tear down that wall.
Hey, it's only just another brick in the wall. Come on, let's go mess it up.
Good to go, partner?
I'm good when you are, mate. And that, my friend, is how you get rid of the Berlin Wall.
Took it down.
Well, I think we've just done very well.
Gary, thank you so much for showing us the FN-FAL. What a great battle weapon. What do you say we go get ourselves a hunk of that wall?
Sounds good. Did I ever tell you about the story about when I was in Berlin all those years ago?
You were in Berlin when?
I was in Berlin back in the 1980s.
Okay, here we go. We got the AK-74. Beautiful ubiquitous, hardcore weapon that you can use out in the field. Help me describe this. My good buddy, Carl Erickson, former Green Beret.
How you doing,
25 years in the service. Thank you for your service.
Thank you, thank you.
What do we got here?
All right, you know how much Gunny loved to cuss the old AK-47, right? AK-47, great gun. It's famous for being reliable, but part of what makes it reliable is the actual round, the 7.62 by 39. Now, you notice if you compare that to the 5.56 round that we shoot, my 5.56 round has very smooth walls, where this is more of a cone, narrow at the top. So if I had one grain of sand in the chamber of that M16, M4 rifle, to extract it, it has to drag that smooth casing all the way down that chamber. You don't have that with this, because that cone, as soon as it's even moved a little bit, it immediately releases. A dirty gun, you're just not going to beat the AK-47. Fast forward to Vietnam, and the Americans came out with the black rifle, shooting the new bullet, the 5.56. Viet Cong, they hated the new black rifle because the rounds tumbled. It would cause devastating wounds. Words to the Russian advisors, and what they did was reverse engineered it, and they came up with the AK-74. They took our 5.56, and what they did is they made a 5.45. Now, you look at them, they're very, very similar, but that bullet is longer and just a little bit thinner. So what they did was they took the concept of the round immediately yawing, starting to tumble, get that secondary cavitation. They called it the poison pill.
Bad guy could feel like a poison pill was inside him for days.
Exactly. Great gun. You'll notice on the outside it looks just like a AK-47. I modified a few things to match the new projectile, the sights, things like that.
Standard 30-round mag?
Standard 30-round magazine.
Rate of fire?
They say 600 rounds per minute. Obviously, you don't want to just sit there and pour ammo through this thing. Reality is a lot of our enemy do that. I'm all about that. Let them burn up all their ammo, shoot from the hip. It's a lot safer for me being downrange. And I've been on the receiving end of this thing. All right, so I'm going to pull off the back cover here to just show, unlike our M16s, M4s that run off of your gas impingement system, this has a big old gas tube on top, and it runs a gas piston. A small spring here, action runs. Now, we don't like it because it's just not user-friendly. It's slow. My selector lever on my M16, M4, as I bring it up and put sights on target, my thumb works the selector lever as my finger's moving to the trigger as the sights are coming up on target. This weapon here, with it up on safe, I don't have my selector lever where my thumb can get to it. The selector lever is way up here. I have to sweep it down, one click to full auto, 2 clicks all the way down to semi-auto, and then I've got to bring my hand all the way back. Slow takes time.
Yeah.
Also, you can't load this gun with it on safe. You have to actually put it onto either full auto or semi-auto, and then you can rack that bolt far enough back.
Let's take it out to the range. What do you say?
Not so fast. Now, what would Gunny say about all this Warsaw Pact technology? Not as good as our
American made.
Outstanding. So, what I've got for you here today, brother, I brought an American-made AK-74. Now, this was made by Tactical Edge out of Clarksville, Tennessee. A veteran-owned company, and they're just good people all around. Now, still very, very reliable, but they tightened up a lot of the tolerances. You see they added, in this case, it's an aim-point optic. So it's got a rail for all your added accessories. You can outfit it any way you want, and my personal favorite, I can actually take my finger and push it down.
Ah, that's much better.
Back on safe. On fire, on safe. That alone right there, that one feature drags this gun in the 21st century. It really does. Now, this is a semi-auto only version, but all in all, this is a great gun. If I had to pick between the two, people say they like full auto. I'm here to tell you, full auto is fun, but in combat, full auto is a complete waste of time. You're not gonna hit anything.
All right, well, we got a great comparison between the two. Why don't we take them out to the range, give them a shoot? Okay, Carl, it's range time.
Let's do it.
The fun part. I got the Bulgarian version, you got the American version.
And I have the greatly improved, because it's American-made version.
Superior American version.
There we go.
What do you say we
Head to head?
get it done?
All right, let's do it.
Carl, we have before us Gunny's mortal enemy.
The albino watermelon.
That's right. Ready?
All right, let's do it.
Jam.
I like that, brother. I like that.
Even with the jam, that was fun, man.
Watermelons never get boring.
They all got different kind of colors coming out of there.
Know what kind of watermelons y'all got out here.
We did Gunny proud.
We did. We did.
What do you say we
Swap?
switch?
Let's
Yeah,
do it.
swap it
Let's
over.
do it. All right. You ready?
3, 2, 1.
That was nice.
That's pretty
That
good.
was awesome.
That was pretty
That
good.
was a
This
good
thing's
time.
damn accurate, man.
Good time.
I love it.
All right, let's go. One more time.
Ready? You're done. American firepower wins again.
Wait a minute. I thought these things are supposed to be famous for not jamming.
Not this
Yeah,
time.
not so much. That
when it
one
comes
ran
to-
like a champ, though.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
like a champ.
I get the prize bomb.
America wins. You go for it.
Look at that weapon.
Dude,
Hey.
that was awesome.
Carl,
That was awesome.
thank you so much for showing us the AK-74.
Great gun, not as good as the American-made one, though.
American model